Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Rich Forrester will decide to give Carter Walton the bottom at an unsanctioned meeting. Carter has participated in an overview of his vision for Forrester Creations, so Rich will agree to hear the details since Carter is obviously relatively passionate about this. Carter wants to take the company to the coming position and become a major player beyond the fashion world. Carter thinks they can do that through combinations and accessions that align under one big luxury marquee, so he'll slip further about his pitch on Friday's B&B occasion. Rich seems intrigued by what Carter is proposing, but how will he reply once he hears all the gambles this requires? It could leave Rich cautious of damaging everything they formerly erected at Forrester Creations, but Carter will keep averring they've to take pitfalls to get prices. Brooke Logan should be all for Carter's plan since he's been so probative of Hope Logan and Hope for the unborn recently. Of course, Hope has formerly participated her belief in Carter's grand idea, so she'll voice her support too. Still, Steffy Forrester will presumably act like this is the worst idea she's ever heard and contend that Carter isn't allowing this through. As far as Steffy's concerned, it'll be a huge mistake to throw so important plutocrat around and put Forrester Creations in similar fiscal jeopardy. Carter's proposition will spark some heated arguments in the boardroom, but he'll stand his ground every step of the way. There'll be some surprising alliances that come out of all this, but it sounds like it'll also beget another round of Logan Forrester chaos. Steffy will inescapably strike back over Carter's vision, and may use this occasion to question his judgment in front of everyone at the meeting. It's easy to imagine Steffy arguing that Carter doesn't have what it takes to be a reasonable susurrus presently and calling for his relief. Steffy won't have a positive response once she gets updates on Carter's news, so stick with us for further prognostications on any commercial disasters that might be brewing. In Forrester's design office, Hope urges Carter to run with his vision for the company. She's sure Ridge will hear. Carter says he'll have to do further than hear. He'll have to realize his plan is a game changer. Hope loves to see him so agitated. Carter tells her how important it means to have her support. Hope tells him, "I believe in you." Carter goes on about having a big problem with Steffy not being willing to consider his ideas of hear Ivy out. Hope thinks she doesn't want her line to succeed, but Carter really cares about the company. He wants to grow it, and that's commodity that Ridge deserves to hear. Ridge is your friend. Talk to him. She's sure he'll hear. This is your moment, Carter. In the main office, Steffy tells Ridge she's seriously questioning Carter's judgment. Ridge suppositions it's because of the way he's pushing Hope's line. Steffy says the buyers are dropping it. They don't have faith in them presently. She also tells Ridge that Ivy was there. Carter wants to revamp the jewelry line to help promote Hope for the future. Ridge asks what Steffy said to the idea. Steffy replies, "I said no." At the Forrester manse, Eric greets Ivy with a clinch and chastises her for staying down so long. He turns to Electra and tells her that her forefather would be so proud of the youthful woman she's come. He hugs her. Eric asks how long they're staying. Ivy tells him she's there to reboot the jewelry line, but she doesn't suppose it'll be a possibility. Eric frowns, "Why not?" Ivy says, "Steffy." In a room full of gowns and shoes at Forrester, Zende tells Will that alleviation can strike at the strangest times. He shows him a sketch as Will sensations that he dumped a musicale for this. Zende tells Will that the modes go crazy for him, and muses about showing the Hope the sketch for ideas to accessorize. Will mentions he met a girl history who said she was hoping to work on a jewelry line. Zende tells Will that Forrester doesn't have a jewelry line. Perhaps he heard wrong. "Let me guess, was she cute?" Will says she caught his eye. Zende asks her name. Will smiles, "Electra." At the Forrester manse, Ivy and Electra go through family print compendiums as Eric updates them that Donna's stuck in business and hopes to be there soon. Electra tells him she loves jewelry and fashion, and has been following Ivy and Steffy's careers since she was little. Eric's not surprised, it's in her DNA. He's dismayed to hear that Ivy hasn't spoken to Quinn. Ivy plans to take what she tutored her and make the line and make it as successful as it formerly was. If only Steffy felt the same way. In the main office, Rich sensations at Electra being in city with Ivy. They bandy revamping the jewelry line. Steffy feels their coffers are formerly spread thin. Ridge says the jewelry line was successful. Steffy says that was when Quinn was in charge. She was seasoned. She happens to suppose Ivy is veritably talented, and she likes the idea of bringing the line back, but it would be an adventure right now. Ridge says Carter will differ. Steffy's formerly concerned about Carter, and him fighting for Hope's line. It makes her suppose commodity differently is going on in the design office. Carter tells Hope his dreams are way bigger than Ivy and the jewelry line. He's gone to Ridge and Steffy ahead, but they would end here. Hope muses that they're threat antipathetic. Carter feels they're holding them back. Hope says, "Don't let them, Carter. He's kind and in this case perhaps he's being too nice. He's COO and can call a meeting." She's sure they'll see him as a leader with a strong vision for the future of the company. In the staging room, Zende tells Will he's no way heard of anyone named Elektra who works there. His phone goes off and he says Steffy wants to see him in the CEO office. Zende exits and Will flashes back to running into Elektra literally. At the Forrester manse, Eric loves the idea of rebooting the jewelry line and tells Ivy and Elektra he'll speak to Steffy. Ivy doesn't want her to suppose they've gone over her head. Eric assures her that Steffy and Ridge have the stylish interests of Forrester at heart. However, he thinks they should hear if Carter thinks this is a good idea. Ivy thanks Eric for his support. Elektra gushes that she'd love to work with his Aunt Ivy. Eric learns they're staying at a hostel and insists they stay there. He knows how proud his family would be of the two of them, and of course they'll stay in the Forrester family home. Ivy hugs him. In the main office, Steffy and Ridge tell Zende the news on Hope's line isn't good from the buyers. They assure him his designs are top-notch, but the figures aren't what they need to be. Zende demurs that they've been doing everything they can to turn effects around. Hope and Carter arrive, and Steffy updates them on the discussion. Zende tells them that some of the buyers have started to bail. Steffy doesn't suppose they've a choice this time. "I suppose we've to cut the backing or cut it fully." Hope begins to protest, but Carter interrupts. He'd like to move beyond this to a new mindset. They need to suppose outside the box to guarantee Forrester's future is bigger than they've ever pictured of if they'll hear him out. Ridge asks, "What are you suggesting?" Steffy tells Carter he always knows how she feels about rebooting the jewelry line, and warns no quantum of grandstanding is going to paint Hope for the future in a better light. Carter says Ivy and the jewelry line is just one small part of his bigger plan. He's been planning this for months and is into vagrancy. Ridge shrugs, "Go on." Carter wants to expand the company via combinations and accessions to pull them under a luxury marquee. Spices, spirits, leather goods, the sky is the limit. This is the occasion of a continuance, rather of saying not to Ivy or cutting Hope's line. He wants them to suppose on a grand scale. They can do it moment.